Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the co-hosts here, and today we are going to look through the technicals. And I know I'm coming live fairly late, but there are things to update you with, and these are things that have happened very recently. The price was moving down ever so slowly, but we're sort of getting some more bearish volume coming into the markets as of right now. So this is why I've come live to update you with that and update you with where the price could be going because of this slight pullback. Okay, so we're going to cover all of that. Going to take a look at the DXY, take a quick look at Ethereum, and yeah, we're going to look at sort of why this potentially could be happening as well. So if that all sounds interesting, please make sure you smash a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. Helps the channel out as well. And yeah, please just smash a like on this video and we will jump straight on into the video. So bringing up the charts then, we're going to start off with the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. And what we can see right now is that Bitcoin is actually having a slight break towards the downside, as you can see here. So we've had this ascending parallel channel. Okay, we've been talking about this for a while now. Okay, and I've been telling you, there is a high chance that we could see a pullback from this area up here because there is strong confluence for resistance. Okay, so what we are seeing right now is that the price is pulling back because of that. I told you this. Okay, we had a previous high here. Okay, where we could see a swing failure pattern. Okay, that's exactly what happened. That swing failure pattern happened. Okay, and the price did see a rejection. It was also the price also came and tested this resistance level up here at the top of the ascending parallel channel, and then we also had a bearish divergence forming as well. Okay, so what we can see is we can see higher highs on the price action. Okay, so looking at the price action chart, we can see these higher highs forming right here, and then here we can see lower lows on the RSI. Okay, this is textbook bearish divergence, and that was just another signal to us telling us that the price was most likely going to pull back. Okay, and I did tell you I was expecting the price to pull back to 23,000 approximately, and that has happened, and we are having a slight dip below 23,000, and we did actually come down to $22,766 approximately. But yeah, we need to sort of understand where the price is going from here because, okay, yes, I did say, we were getting a rejection from this resistance and the price was going to come down here. Okay, but does that mean that the price is going to continue to go down? No, it doesn't. But it does mean that there is a possibility that that could happen. Okay, so the two scenarios that we're looking at right now, obviously, is the price going to go up? Is the price going to go down? But what are we looking for? Okay, what are we looking for to sort of give us those early signs that of Bitcoin's direction? Okay, so what we want to look at is this support level here. Okay, this support level that Bitcoin is actually breaking right now. Okay, if Bitcoin can hold this support level, great. Okay, we can then look at the price continuing to range within this ascending parallel channel, and we could expect the price to potentially come up to the resistance up here, maybe all the way up to $24,700 approximately. However, if the price breaks below this support, there's a pretty high chance that we're going to see Bitcoin have a bigger pullback down to potentially $21,468. That's where my next level would be, and my next price target would be if Bitcoin were to break this support level here. Okay, we have the ascending parallel channel. Okay, if that gets broken towards the downside, the technical target is around $21,700. Okay, but the next major level is at $21,468. Why is this a major level? Well, we can look here, lots of resistance here before the break towards the upside, and then coming further back, we can see that we tested this as a high right here. Okay, so this is a very strong level, and that's been proven, and it's been proven to be a strong level because we used it as such strong resistance here before that initial break towards the upside. Okay, so if we do break towards the downside of this support level, then there is a very high chance that the price is going to come down to $21,468. Okay, where we can reevaluate when the price gets there. Okay, I told you when the price was coming down here. Okay, I was expecting that price to come to 23,000. What was I doing? Okay, I was just sitting on the sidelines waiting waiting for the price to come there. And then once it comes there, I will reevaluate, I will come live, and I will talk to you about it and look where the price could potentially be going. Okay, so exactly the same story. Okay, if the price does break this support level here, there's a high chance that the price will come down to the support. Okay, but from there, the price could bounce, or the price could break that support and move much lower. But we'll have to reevaluate that once the price gets there. Okay, so reevaluating it right now, because the price is at this support level, what we can actually see is, breaking below this support level, what we can see is this support level here. Okay, if the price holds the support level, great. We could expect another push towards the upside. But in an hour and 18 minutes, if we do break in 1 hour and 18 minutes, if we do break towards the downside, there is a high chance that we are going lower. What are the bullish signs that we are seeing right now? Okay, the bullish signs that we're seeing right now is that there is still a possibility that a bullish divergence could be in play. Okay, so from this low right here, okay, to where we are now, there is still a chance that the price could form could form a bullish divergence, because what we're seeing is that the price could make a higher high, okay, right here, and then on the RSI, you can see that we are actually already forming a lower low, which could be, a hidden bullish divergence, okay, and then the RSI is coming into that sort of oversold territory. We could potentially see the price push up from there, but I would only expect the price to do so if it holds this support level. Okay, if it breaks the support level, then where am I expecting the price to go to? Well, I'm expecting it to go to $21,468. Okay, so if the price cannot hold this support level here, then this pullback, that I've been talking about, could possibly turn into a bigger pullback. And then once it does come down to those targets, if it does come down to those targets, we can reevaluate there. Is this bigger pullback going to turn into an even bigger pullback? But we'll have to reevaluate if the price does get to that level. Okay, I've been warning of this for a while. A pullback is sort of necessary. Okay, coming and looking at the daily chart, we can see it as well. We've got a major weekly level here of resistance. Okay, we front run that by a few dollars, okay, but pretty much tested that weekly level. And what we can see is that the RSI is in very overextended territory, okay, overbought. And then we're seeing that the RSI is also forming a bearish divergence. Okay, we're forming higher highs on the price action charts, but we're forming lower lows on the RSI, textbook bearish divergence. Okay, so this is signaling to me, we've hit a resistance level up here. We're forming a bearish divergence. RSI is very overextended. Okay, so it's looking likely that a pullback is going to be in play. Okay, and looking at it on the daily, we can see that this level here has been very well respected. Okay, 20,294 has been a fairly respectable level. As you can see, resistance here before the breakup. Okay, slight deviation here. We broke back down instantly, but then tested it as resistance. Resistance, breakup, support, and then broke it towards the downside. So this is sort of the next. I wouldn't say it's a major level because it hasn't been respected, as well as the likes of the $21,468 level. But this is going to be a strong level of support and sort of a major level as well. So what we're seeing is that bearish divergence coming into that weekly resistance there as well. RSI is overextended. It's looking prime for a pullback right now on Bitcoin, and this pullback could take us down to $20,000 approximately, $20,294 to be exact. And if it breaks that, then we could be looking at 18,000 again. Okay, we could be looking at the price coming between $18,400 and $18,900. Okay, that would be the next target. But right now we just have to sort of wait and see whether the price does break towards the downside. As I said, we've got an hour and 15 minutes left. Okay, if that's the case, then I would expect the price to come down to $21,468, and then we can reevaluate from there. Is the price going to hold there and bounce, or is the price going to break towards the downside? Okay, so those are the things that I'm going to be looking at. And if we do get that break towards the downside, those are the things that I'm going to be looking at over the course of next week, because I would expect that price to pull back down to there if we were to break towards the downside. But as I said, at the start, there is still a possibility we could hold the support level. We've got an hour and 14 minutes left. There is enough time there for Bitcoin to push up, hold the support, and continue continue staying range bound within this ascending parallel channel. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. Moving on to the DXY, what we can see on the DXY is that the DXY is bouncing and pumping off of this support level here. Okay, this support level has been a major resistance level, as you can see right there, before the break towards the upside. And then after the break towards the upside, we retested it as support and bounced off it and saw a big push towards the upside. Okay, and what we're seeing now is that the DXY is bouncing off of this level and is having a slight pump. Almost at $103. This is not good for Bitcoin at all. If we're going to see the DXY continue to push towards the upside, we're going to see Bitcoin continue towards the downside, because we know, okay, the DXY and Bitcoin are inversely correlated. DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. DXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up. Okay, so if we're going to see the DXY continue to push towards the upside, we are going to see Bitcoin have that pullback. Taking a quick look at the ES as well. So this is, the S&P 500 E-mini futures. This is the traditional markets. And what we can see with the traditional markets as well is that we are finding strong resistance at this resistance level right here. I told you this was going to be a strong level of resistance. Why is that? Well, resistance right here. Okay, resistance right here. Resistance here after the breakdown. Okay, resistance here. That was a slight deviation right there, but nothing to worry about. Resistance here, okay, support before the break towards the downside, support before the break towards the downside, and even back here, resistance and support respected fairly well there as well. So this is a very strong resistance level, and for the traditional markets to continue to push towards the upside, and for Bitcoin to continue towards the upside, we need to see the traditional markets, as in the ES, break towards the upside of this resistance level. If it can do that, then we can move higher. Okay, but at the same time, we also need to see the DXY pull back, and we also need to see the DXY break this major support level here. If we can break this major support level, then this is great. This is great for the traditional markets, and this is great for Bitcoin. We need that to be broken, because we will most likely see a major pump if we do get that break towards the downside of this support level on the DXY. However, we're not doing that as of yet. We are bouncing, and we come over to the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, we can see that we're getting a rejection from this resistance level up here, which was the previous high from sort of August, start of August. And this is looking very similar to something that is very helpful in situations like this. And I've showed it on the channel before, so if you follow the channel, you already know this, but I'll cover it quickly. But what I've been looking at is the Wall Street cheat sheet, the psychology of a market cycle. And what I was trying to look for is, where are we within this market cycle? Where are we? Okay, and what I've sort of come across is that what's sort of come across to me is that we are actually leaving this anger phase right here, potentially coming into this depression phase, which is not good. Okay, it is a bearish sign, because we are most likely going to form another lower than the previous low that we formed, around $15,500, whatever the low was. But this is looking very similar to where we are right now, this anger phase. Okay, reason being, okay, we've come down into this support level here. What have we done? We've established a low right here. Okay, then we've pushed towards the upside, established a high. Okay, then we've pulled back, established a lower low, and now we've pushed towards the upside. And right now we are establishing that lower high if the price does continue to push towards the downside. If we continue to pull back, then this lower high is in fact going to be in play. And that is exactly what this anger phase is. Okay, the price comes down, forms a low. Okay, the price pushes up, forms a high. Then the price has another pullback, forms a lower low. Then the price has another push towards the upside, forming a lower high, and then it leads into this depression phase. Okay, so I still think that there is a high chance that we could form another low within this bear market before we start leading into this disbelief phase and start having those this really nice rally towards the upside. Yes, there's a possibility that we could be in this disbelief phase right now, and that's why it's called a disbelief phase. But for me, what I'm looking at right now is this weekly chart here being very, very similar, almost identical to this anger phase right here. And yeah, what we could be doing right now is actually forming this next low, as in, we formed the lower high right here. And we are now slowly going to make our way down to forming another low, getting into this sort of depression phase. And then once we're in that depression phase, we can finally leave that phase, getting into this disbelief phase where we start to see the price really, really pump towards the upside. Then we go into hope, optimism, and then what's the other one above it? Belief, thrill, and so on and so on. Okay, so right now, I do think that we are leaving this anger phase, going into that depression phase. I still think that that we haven't actually hit the bottom of the bear market. I could be wrong, and the invalidation for that would be if we were to break this resistance here. Okay, this previous high. If we could break above this, then that would be the invalidation for me, because what could happen from there is that the price breaks above, uses it as support, pushes higher, goes to 30k. If we hit 30k, I think that's sort of the confirmation, that final confirmation that the bull market has started. Okay, but if we can get above this resistance here, use that as support, and have a bit of a bounce, then I'll be happy to say that the bull market is actually in full action. Okay, the bull market is starting. However, you can see that right now we are getting a rejection from this resistance. Okay, we literally tested it pretty much to the dollar, and we are seeing a rejection from there. And looking at other stuff, the DXY pushing towards the upside, that is not good. The 2-year and the 10-year yield curve inversion. Okay, so what does that signal? Okay, what we can see here is that this is the 10-year right here. Okay, the 10-year yield is at 3.526%, and the 2-year is at 4.291%. Every time, normally, okay, the 10-year 10-year yield exceeds the 2-year yield. But what we're seeing now is that the 2-year is exceeding the 10-year. And every time this has happened, it's led to a recession. Okay. When this orange line goes below the black line, okay, that signals when the 2-year exceeds the 10-year yield. And every time that's happened, we've led into a recession, which is shown by these gray boxes right here. As you can see, it's all circled here for you. And then a recession has come shortly after. This is outdated 2018, as you can see. But initially, right now, this orange line would be somewhere below this black line down here. Okay, so we've got to be very, very aware of that. There are lots of bearish signs out there as well. Another one being that the Fed are still increasing rates. Okay, yes, the Fed are increasing rates by a decreased amount, which you can look at being bullish. However, it's not bullish because the Fed are still increasing rates. Okay, so we just have to be aware of that as well. That is very bearish. If the Fed are going to continue to increase rates, the price is just going to continue to push towards the downside. That's something else that's adding on to this bearishness as well. And then, of course, the charts as well. What I've shown you here. It looks as though we're leaving this anger phase, which would lead us into the depression phase, where we form another low within the bear market. Okay, so we've got to be very, very aware of what's going on within the markets right now. And this could just have been another bear market rally. We've got to be aware of that. You can't get too bullish. Yes, I would love to get bullish, but you've got to be a realist in this situation. Okay, you do have to be a realist, and yeah. For me, the confirmations that we're in a bull market are not there yet. I would like to see the fundamentals be bullish as well, but right now the fundamentals aren't really bullish. Okay, 2-year has exceeded the 10-year yield. That's always led it into a recession. Fed's still increasing rates. What else was there as well? There was also this. Okay, we saw non-farm payrolls come in a lot higher than expected. An unemployment rate come in at 3.4, where the forecast was 3.6. Previous was 3.5. So what does this tell us? Well, this tells us that there are a lot of jobs out there. Okay, what we want to see for the markets to pump is that there aren't a lot of jobs out there, and now that there are a lot more jobs than forecasted, and a lot more jobs than the previous amount that the data showed. That's not good for the market either. Okay, and that's probably why we're seeing this pullback right now. Okay, this is probably why we've had this pullback, and we could see an even bigger pullback from there as well. So there's loads of things that are factoring are factoring this pullback. Okay, so I've got to be aware of that. technicals are looking bearish as well. We've got big bearish divergence on that daily, which isn't too good at all. Coming to the weekly, what's the weekly RSI looking like? Okay, the weekly RSI isn't actually looking too bad. Still more room towards. There is room towards the upside, so there is a possibility that we could pump, but right now I'm looking more to the bearish side. Okay, it's looking a lot more bearish for me rather than bullish. So we do just have to be very, very aware of that. But then again, looking at this as well, we are forming a hidden bearish divergence here. We can see price action is forming lower lows. If this candle does close in the red in 5 hours and 3 minutes, and as you can see on the RSI, we're actually forming higher highs right here as well. So that is a bearish sign on the weekly as well. And what you can see actually is that we did form a bullish divergence here. Okay, you can see lower lows in the price action chart. We can see higher highs on the RSI, and we did have a nice rally because of that. Okay, but now, okay, is this bearish divergence going to be what leads us into this depression phase? In this psychology of a market cycle. Okay, it's looking very similar to this anger phase right here. That we're forming this lower high right now, leading into that depression phase. And could this bearish divergence that we're seeing on the RSI right here, higher highs RSI, potential lower lows on the price action chart, could that be what leads us into this depression phase, where the price moves lower, potentially down to 14,000, potentially down to 11, 11 to 10,000. There is still a possibility that 10,000 could be hit. For me, 12,000 is more the target that I would be looking at, but 10,000 is a possibility. So, just don't get too bullish out there. I know a lot of YouTubers are getting bullish. A lot of people out there on Twitter are getting very bullish as well. You just got to be very careful, okay? Because the fundamentals aren't bullish. The technicals are still, showing us bearish signs as well. So we've got to be very, very aware of that. If we can break above these resistance levels, then great. Okay, we can start talking about the price of Bitcoin being much more bullish rather than bearish. Okay, but right now I've got to speak on the market being much more bearish than bullish right now, because those resistance levels haven't been broken. Okay, and the main one that I would like to see being broken is 25,000. If that can be broken, okay, and then 25,000 could be used as support, then great. Okay, we're probably out of the bear market, and we're probably going to see the price pump up to $30,000. However, we're not doing that right now. And if we do form this red candle right here, we're forming a bearish divergence on the weekly, okay? And it's going to look very, very similar to this anger phase right here. And we could lead into that depression phase, okay? So you just got to, factor in all of these things, the fundamentals as well. 2-year has exceeded the 10-year. Fed are still increasing the rates, okay? There are a lot of jobs out there as well. So it's not looking too good for Bitcoin out there. So just be very, very aware of that. Moving quickly on to Ethereum, exactly the same thing is happening. I was telling you, swing failure pattern from this previous high here that has formed, horizontal level there as well. That was respected. We were forming bearish divergences, pretty sure as well. Let's have a look. Higher highs, lower lows. Yeah, so higher highs on the price action chart, then lower lows on the RSI. Textbook bearish divergence. We were forming this fixed range here. What's happened? Well, we were above value area high. Okay, that is a signal that the price is most likely going to pull back to value area low. Not always, okay, but there's a high chance that the price will. And as you can see, we're having that reaction. Okay, we're having that reaction from these levels up here that I was talking about last week. Okay, I was telling you the price is looking more likely to pull back from this. From these levels here, rather than break towards the upside. And that is exactly what is happening. And if Bitcoin is going to continue to pull back, as in it breaks the support here, then it's most likely going to continue to pull back. Then Ethereum is most likely going to continue to pull back as well. And during that, I would expect the DXY would be pushing towards the upside, which would continue to push the price of crypto traditional markets towards the downside. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed, please make sure you smash a like on this video. I'm hoping to bring loads of trades out for you as well. So smash a like if you want to see trades as well. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Aloha, AJ, Ben S, good to see you. Should we short Solana or price to short it? I can't give you financial advice, obviously, but where's Solana? Have a quick look at Solana. What are the levels looking like on Solana? Some old TA. To be honest with you, don't even want to look at altcoins right now. I don't. I'm still staying away from those investing into those altcoins for the long term, because I still think there's a possibility we could move lower. But if we're seeing Bitcoin move lower, we're going to see Bitcoin break the support, and we're going to see the DXY continue to push towards the upside. There's a high chance that all of the altcoins, no, the very, very high chance that all of the altcoins are going to follow that as well, and they're going to be hit a lot harder as well. So we've got to be aware of that. But yeah, for me right now, I'm just looking at the price of Bitcoin, and if it breaks this here, then we could be looking at those shorting opportunities down to this support level here. But there is still time, just under an hour. There is still time for the price to hold the support, but right now it's looking more likely it's going to break towards the downside. So yeah, shorting for me would be the viable option. But yeah, as I said, I think that's all I've got for you today. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this content. Please make sure you smash a like on the video. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for the normal live stream. And of course, if there's anything else to update you with, I will update you with that. I probably won't come live later on today. If this breaks towards the upside, I might just update you on Twitter. If you don't follow us on Twitter, for some reason it doesn't want to share the Twitter on the screen. Oh well, if you don't follow us on the Twitter, I'm sure the link is in the description. If it's not, it's the Satoshi Society on Twitter. So make sure you follow us there, and I'll keep you updated on there. I'll let you know if it breaks towards the downside. But just draw this ascending parallel channel on your charts, and it's looking very likely that it is going to break towards the downside. So thank you once again for watching. Thank you for giving me your time, and I hope this has been very helpful for you. Please smash a like, subscribe if you're new, turn that bell notification on so you never ever miss a live stream. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for that normal live stream, which will be between 12 and 1 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later.